Hello YouTube and welcome to GrunfWorks. In this episode of Naval Action we will be featuring the beautiful Bellona. Bellona is one of the I believe it's one of the ships of the line. I think it's a second or third rate, I'm not exactly sure, and it is modeled after HMS Bellona. It has a total of 78 guns and 650 crew. Of these 78 guns, its cannons are 6-pounder, 12-pounder, 18-pounder, 24-pounder, and 32-pounders. And they are spread out on 3 decks. With 2 decks at the front and 2 decks at the rear. Bellona is actually one of my favorite ships of the line. It is actually it's my favorite ship of the line actually, because it is well armored. It has very nice ornament, and still it is way more maneuverable than Victory or Santissima. So it kind of feels that kind of sweet spot where it's actually way more powerful than a frigate, say a Constitution, but still, I mean, it's obviously much less powerful than the Victory, but due to its maneuverability, it can hold its own. In the combat. So today we are featuring one PvP match, and we are playing for the British. We have a couple of Victories, couple of Bellonas. I don't know if we have a Santissima, but yeah. Well, it doesn't matter in the end. So, I guess I say I have a lot of favorite ships, but from the very small ships, my favorite is the cutter. From the medium-sized ships and frigates, I guess it's Trincomalee. And then from the ships of the line you have Bellona. So these would be the ships that I would probably be sailing in the open world. I'm maybe Constitution or Trincomalee, but I think more Trincomalee because I like its maneuverability a bit more than Constitutions. Okay, so right now we are forming the line for this combat, and ever so slowly we're sailing towards the enemy line to engage them. So yeah, I'm just kind of advising the rest of my team to stick with the crew. Okay, and I'm using the ball ammunition, because at this range, well, you cannot use much more, and our smaller ships will be sticking on our port side so that they are being shielded by us. Bellona is one of the first ships of the line that you actually encounter in naval action, and it really feels different than the frigates. But it's a very interesting experience because basically you're very much familiar and very used to maneuverable ships, quick reload times, and being more capable in terms of positioning yourself. With the Bellona you can still do that, but you have to think a little bit more in advance. So yeah. Okay. So, a little bit history on the HMS Bellona. HMS Bellona was a 74-gun Bellona class third-rate ship of the line of the Royal Navy. It was designed by Sir Thomas Slade, and it was a prototype for the iconic 74-gun ships of the later part of the 18th century. It's kind of similar ships to it, where the Arrogant, Romulus, Egmont, and Elizabeth classes were almost identical size, layout, and had slight variations. So, but the design was never repeated precisely. I will put a link to the wiki page if you'll be more interested about the history of an HMS Bellona in the comments below, or in the description below, so to say. And as you can see, we are slowly creeping up on our enemy, and clearly, if I'm reading this correctly, their Victory Iron Raider is opening fire at us. And they have few more, if I'm not mistaken. I'm just positioning my guns because I will be turning port side, so I might actually fire off a broadside towards Captain Bullet over there. See what can we do there. Just taking a raging shot, a little bit higher, a little bit more forward. One more. And good hit, so might as well open up on it. And I really don't get how did I miss that. Probably due to my gun's arc of fire. Yeah, like I said, well, it takes time. So the way it kind of works, it's, as I said, it's a little bit change of thinking. From, I believe, Constitution is the last one where you can actually be very reactive, and with the Bellona it's semi-permissive, but with the bigger ships you actually need to play the game more strategically. So you need to think where you will be, where you want the enemy to be, how will you position yourself to get there, because these ships are like big hulks and they are not the most maneuverable ones. So that kind of means that once you actually hit them, then you will, oh, holy crap. Miss. Whoa, this was a near miss. Wow. Well, that's a lesson to everyone out there. When you're firing your guns, check around your ship, maintain the situational awareness so that you don't end up hitting your friends. So here I'm also sticking out maybe a little bit too long, but I wanted also to fire the broadside at this. I think this is a Trincomalee, I didn't see it. Okay, but you always have to look around before you fire and after you fire, just to make sure that none of your friendly ships have basically are on a collision course with you. And there's a big mishmash in front of us. We see our guy Brandon Chet with his Victory pounding the Sea Daddy, which is, I believe, in Bellona, and the Iron Raider coming on from behind. So this is where I'm kind of just trying to stick down the line, and as long as I'm sticking in line with everybody, I'm just taking shots of opportunity towards everybody else. So, and I think I'll have an opportunity to either take Sea Daddy or give an old salty some salt for his guns, but yeah, I'll probably go with a Sea Daddy. I mean, he is my primary target, so to say. Taking some ranging shots, lowering my guns and opening up. Full broadside, very nice. Ball ammunition, but what can you do? Okay. And man, these guns are loud. I really like Naval Action because it really conveys the feeling of actually, you know, like sailing in these beautiful hulks, and when you get some cannon fire, then it's loud, and I mean really loud. And so our Brandon Chet took a volley against the Sea Daddy, but I guess Iron Raider will be giving him a volley. And I'm just looking at the other frigate which is completely out of the fight, so basically let us just focus our fire on the ships of the line here. So I guess I will be coming between Iron Raider and Sea Daddy, and I will try to give them both the benefits of a broadside. I'm loading doubles on both sides because this more and more looks like a very close quarters engagement, so might as well. Okay, and first deck can fire, then we can use the second deck, and then finally the third deck. This is like a rolling broadside, it just continues, or goes on and on and on. So, nice broadside. We certainly gave him a plenty of iron to think about, but I guess our Victory might be in trouble because it's being pounded by all of these ships. I'm trying to keep as much as I can in line, but then again I cannot do much more. I also plan on passing so as close to this Bellona as I possibly can, give him the broadside, while also at the same time probably fire as much as I can to that other Victory as well, because that one concerns me a little bit. If it sinks our Victory, then basically we are two Bellonas against the Victory. I mean, well, it's nothing to be concerned about, but still something that we need to clarify. And the enemy frigate is coming. I think this guy is almost cooked, if not completely cooked. So time to direct my attention to other, and just to give rid of these pests, maybe give Old Salty here a warm broadside. So yeah, turning to port, and probably will give... Okay, and our Bellona will give this Bellona a run for its money. Okay, time to take care of Victory. So let's see. Good hit, and let's open up on him. Then again we have this small guy, the small snow ahead of us, which we definitely want to give some love in. Can I put anything on him? I might save my ammunition for that Captain Bullet. Well, might as well empty my guns, why not? Yeah, and the Captain Bullet is going in Trincomalee. Now I have managed to see his stern. That one is definitely a telltale. Okay, let's see. Doubles for the Iron Raider. First deck. And I have my focus on gunnery to get some quicker reloads. So now we are one Victory and one Bellona against the Victory, so hopefully we should be doing well. And the fire from that Navy brig is definitely off-putting, but it's not detrimental, so... And here's our Victory opening up on the enemy Victory, which is definitely nice. And while this Burgle cut is annoying, it's, well, nothing to get to fret too much about. So I really don't want to be going side to side with an enemy Victory or get between my Victory and theirs. So I'm thinking basically I would need to tuck tail and run, but then again he's facing me, so it might happen that I'll pick up the full fury of the enemy Victory. My cannons are being reloaded, and he has 22 ports ready. I assume at any point when his guns reload, yeah, he was saving this broadside for me. How nice of him. Well, this is one thing I like about Bellona. It can take some fury from the Victory, but still remain afloat. It's not like you're gonna die from the first broadside, but still. And we're still able to hit his bad side, so I guess he's having much more trouble than I have. And he's going pretty fast, so I'm wondering, will our Victory be able to catch up and give him some, or will I end up being the solo guy hitting him? So I'm kind of thinking maybe even, turning hard to starboard and actually pass on his rear, try to rake him as much as I can, and do not go too far ahead, because our Victory won't have a shot then. So I'm going now into the survival, and I'm thinking, okay, passing on his rear and forcing him to turn if he wants to remain in the engagement. I could have easily continued onwards, but ultimately it would be my guns against his, and that would spell a disaster for me. So you also have to think about, he outguns me way more, and I want to stay with my group. It's basically, if you get singled out, you're done. So, okay. Now focusing, let's see. Okay, I'm still able to hit him, and I'm opening up with everything I got. Give him some loving on the other side. I would have preferred to continue hitting his port side, but then I would basically need to get separated from the group, which was something I was definitely not ready to do. And now I'm turning again hard to port, so I'm actually weaving a little bit so that my damage gets spread between the between the cheeks, so to say, between the port and the starboard side, because it's definitely not a good idea to actually keep the same side. So I'm also concerned about this guy Sea Daddy, and I'll give this guy a quick pounding, a little bit more down, and fire. Now I have to make sure that I'm not going against our Victory and that I'm not clashing into him. Good, I'm not. He has turned port side, which is good, and now I actually have a chance to look at that Captain Bullet over there in his Trincomalee. My guns are still being loaded, but then again, my guns will soon be loaded, which means he will be getting some present in the form of a nice hefty broadside from me. Just waiting until he comes into range. He's firing his forward chasers. Come on, load up, load up, load up. And most of my shots go over him, which is definitely not what I wanted, but then again. So, yeah, this was definitely a round that he won, but it was a very Pyrrhic victory because he has gotten a full broadside from our Victory over there. So, well, I didn't give him the broadside, but still he received a very nice mixture. I'm just trying to figure out where is the enemy Victory though. Iron Raider, yeah, there he is, further away. Okay, I'm using still doubles. I might opt to go ball, because now everybody is almost out of range, except maybe this guy in a yacht. And then I might also give some to this Captain Bullet, and I want to stay with our Victories, not to have him... Oh! And I could fire my double at him. Why not? Oh, beautiful. Looks like one of the ships got demasted. And I think it was Bellona probably crashing into the Trincomalee. Well, one more reason, guys, why you should maintain situational awareness and not let this happen to you. And typically this guy, well, would probably not expect me to now turn and focus him, because, yeah, well, he's so small. However, I have found out best to be unpredictable. So, yeah, he is weaving, and I might not be able to turn in time. But then again, I'm waiting for him with my two, I think it's 68 pound or 48 pound carronades behind. So, not much, but still merits a shot. Okay, well, we have our victory and enemy victory, and enemy Bellona, I think, crashed over there. I don't know what happened to it. Maybe they both sank. That would be just sad. Enemy victory turning. Okay. Can I fire off a broadside without hitting our guy? Probably not. Then I should not even try. Which means this guy, Iron Raider, will be able to rake our victory, which is definitely a problem. I'm not taking in on water, but then I can also fire a nice broadside against this Navy brig. And I have deliberately locked one deck because I didn't want it to fire, because the spread is too much. So if you are firing against smaller ships, you want to fire on a deck by deck basis. Okay, and I'm turning hard to starboard and probably want to get back in the fight. Okay, our guy is doing pretty well compared to their guys, so that's definitely good. And as you can see, here is where Bellona shines. Against Victory, we definitely outmaneuver it. And it's still, as you can see, it can take some punishment. Probably it won't stand like broadside to broadside, but it will stand on its own in terms of, yeah, and the Bellona went down. That's beautiful. So once we actually get rid of the Victory, then we have to just worry about the cleanup with these smaller ships. And here I'm now locking, using a single deck to fire against the guy Burglekurt. He is presenting a very small target, which is smart on his part. But then again, I'm firing a gun by gun, and now I have the Iron Raider coming up, so I'll see if I can do any damage towards him. He's more interesting to me at this point. Some good hits, some misses, but still. It was a very far range, so... Okay, hard to port. Okay, and I think... yeah, we're only left with the smaller ships. So after we take out the Victory, it will definitely be a cleanup. So, and now I'm going against the Iron Raider, and his side, if I'm not reading this correctly, is not faring very well. It was softened up by Bellonas and Victories, so he dishes me a painful broadside. But then again, as soon as my doubles load, he fired his volleys, so he doesn't have any more. So as soon as my cannons load, I'll try to take him from point blank range. I'm just worried if my guns will reload fast enough. So I'm trying to come as close as I can, and I'm kind of hoping this broadside will be detrimental for him. So I have 9. Okay, come on. Deck 2. Load up, load up, load up. He's firing a couple of his guns, and I'm firing mine now. And I have another deck firing coming up, which should reduce his ship to plywood. So now I'm thinking, okay, if I wait a second, I'll probably be able to give him another broadside. So I'm just lowering my sails completely as much as I can. I don't want to be crashing into him, but I really want to pass as close to him as I can and then take his... Oh, and I fire just for good measure, and now full sails and hard to starboard, or hard to port, sorry. So as fast as I can to turn and basically give him a good old rake. That should hopefully seal his fate. He's already sitting a little lower. Oh, and he got another broadside. Yeah, I think this is definitely an end of the Iron Raider that we're seeing over here, guys. So, yeah, his gun ports, lowest deck of his gun ports is almost below the water. So I'm just now trying to show him my heels, because I think, first of all, I think he's done, and the second, I really don't want to be in his firing arc as a prime target. So yeah, he's trying, no, but he's going down. Well, good game, Iron Raider. Say hi to Davy Jones for me, will ya? Okay, and then we have Burglekurt over there, and so we have one Navy brig and one yacht that we need to think about. It's the whale guy and the Burglekurt. So I'm just saying to the team, mop-up time. So I'm just waiting till my decks reload, and I mean, these guys in Navy brig could try and outmaneuver us, but then again, okay, that was one deck firing. I'm waiting for the second deck. Okay, aiming with it, opening up on him. Another 14 guns, and then the last deck. That's nice. All 3 decks of guns loaded into his side. Well, I for sure did as the Brandon chat requested. I did remove that stern camper, so to quote. And he's probably thinking that I have no more cannons to fire at him, but he's gravely mistaken. One or two shots, well, little, but definitely not neglectable. And we have our guy Nichols over there, who will probably give him some loving as well. Ooh, and the carronades hit. That's beautiful. Well, one thing that I must say I admire with these smaller ships, when they play it like this, they don't run, they don't hide, they come into the fight and they try to do their best. Well, that behavior, given the fact that the battle is almost decided, I can only applaud. So, yeah. They could have tried to run, and I guess in the open world more people will opt to running, but you got to admire their courage. Okay, well, he's out of my firing arc, so might as well focus on Will over there in his yacht. Well, these small ships I really hate shooting because they're so hard to hit. So I just fire like... yeah. This tactic that you see me do I call flak, and I call flak because it's basically just fire all of your guns in the general direction and hope that somebody hit. So like during the Second World War, they were using flak, basically shooting a blanket and hoping something hits, because they're too small to be pinpoint precise. There's no way I could hit it even if I was aiming at him. So yeah, so I'm just writing shoot general direction and hope for a hit. That's basically, if you're in a bigger ship, how you take down yachts. And I'll probably need to do same here for the Burglekurt over there. He's too far out for me to lay down some precise fire, so let's just... Yeah, okay, cool. Oh, wow. That actually went better than I expected. At that range, so many accurate shots, well, I guess I'll be owing my gunners a bottle of rum. And then we have Will over there. So now I'm just saying to the team that we should send our goodwill hunting to hunt on their everground. So yeah. Let's see. Oh, our guns are still loading. And why am I hell I'm in survival mode? Probably due to my pump failing. Oh well. Oh ho ho! Burglekurt is coming! That's nice. This is my way of saying, hi, I've noticed you. Let's dance. So now I'm thinking probably turn hard to port, lock a couple of my decks and make sure that I fire deck by deck, or at least that's what I'm hoping for. I don't know what I was doing at the time of recording because this is post commentary, so yeah, well, we can give a Burglekurt over here a quick send off, and that's what I did. Yeah, he gave me a last goodbye broadside, so farewell Burglekurt, it was nice knowing you. Okay. Yeah, well, congratulations on your bravery, Burglekurt. Good game, indeed. And we have Will over there. And here I'm trying to fire on a deck by deck basis. Okay, so I'll leave him in the thinking that I have fired all of my guns, and he's coming closer. So that's kind of a misguiding tactic that you can use. He thinks that I fired probably all of my guns, and he's coming to give me a broadside, and I do applaud his bravery. That's really nice. So, hard to port, I guess? He's coming straight for me. Well, I'm I'm just waiting till he turns a little bit. And then he's out of my range, but then again I can still give him at least the resemblance of a broadside. Well, this was embarrassing, that's for sure. And I'm just firing blind here. And I missed. Well, you live, you learn. And typically this QQQQCCCC you get when you actually do not turn off your chat while trying to steer your ship. Okay. So, hard to port, and let's see if we manage to get him down. I guess we're kind of 3 ships of the line firing in that general direction. Well, statistically, one of us will score a hit that will send him down, but he is in full health, so... yeah. Once again, flag tactic at work. Ooh, wow! 2-3 hits. Wonderful. Given the caliber of these shots, it's not neglectable, that's for sure. And I think one of our colleagues have also fired a nice massive volley into him. So I think our good old Will won't be Will much longer. That would hopefully do it. Okay, and my cannon is reloaded, but I think it's my port side that got reloaded. My starboard side is still, yeah, reloading, so no joy there. I'm still trying to keep my cannons in the general direction. See if I'll be able to fire a broadside before Will over there sinks, but I don't think so. He has gotten a massive broadside and should go down quickly. Which leaves me to believe that, guys, we're coming almost towards the end of this episode. As soon as the Will sings, the battle is done, and he's getting nicely pounded by our Bellona over there. So, like if you like the video, and for more naval action content, hit that subscribe button. Yeah, thank you very much for watching. This is GrunfWorks signing off.